The Education Department will release some of those frozen funds to help support after-school programs. That's where we begin this Saturday morning. So let's just face reality here. For all of you who have said that the president is heartless, you're wrong. The guy understands what really matters in America. I support cuts and why he had to do the things that he had to do because it's more about how we got here as opposed to what is being cut. And as I have said from the very beginning, when Doge got going, they would sift through it. They would read about it. They would learn. They would be nurturing as far as those who would step up and say, we need you to take a closer look, Mr. President. And because of some letters, they did exactly that. So thus, the Education Department, and believe me, this man knows what's going on at all times, 24/7. He is constantly on the job and communicating with every member of his administration, no matter what time of day or night, because he's a working class president. He said, we'll help out. Look, this guy knows where we are in this country with technology, brick and mortar. More importantly, our defense, the military, what we need to do to be stronger and to be smarter moving forward. But he also knows you got to have good education. You got to have opportunities for young people to get, well, what they need morning, noon, and night when it comes to education, especially with these very important after-school programs. But you realize, because we have gotten to a point where you have to have two paychecks in a household, people working around the clock, plus all of the other ancillary stuff you have to do just to be able to take care of your family. Some of these programs are needed now more than ever. So let's just take a step back and remember why I led with this with everything else going on. And we're going to get to everything that they were talking about moments ago in the CBS radio news at 5 a.m., but I wanted to start with this because I want you to understand he's a father, he's a grandfather, and he gets it. And the thing that I will always say about President Trump, he may have a few more zeros at the end of his name than most of us, but I think he realizes we all have one thing in common, this country and the opportunity that we should all have being members of the United States of America. So let's give him a nice round of applause for leaning in on something and telling the Education Department, release some of those funds so these after-school programs can not just thrive, but survive. He gets it, okay? He's not trying to give everybody everything. He just wants to give them enough to get by each and every day. And these young students need these after-school programs. And as I told you in the beginning when they started to cut, he would take care of what was needed, and he did just that.